Hello, my name is Nathan Ginch, and today we are going through my presentation for my study. My study is called Should Alternative Medicine Be Encouraged? Now, what we are going to do today is we're going to be comparing traditional medicine with alternative medicine and seeing if alternative medicine should be encouraged. Now, I'm going to be switching back and forth during the presentation between PowerPoint and my sources. So please try to, let's try. So I hope I am not confusing anybody. If I am, then I am sorry. So this is the format we are going to go with. We're going to start with introductions, then what is alternative and traditional medicine, the advantages and disadvantages or negatives of alternative medicine, then the advantages and negatives of traditional medicine, then the conclusion, the recommendations, and my references. So let's get started. Now, before we start, we need to define what is alternative medicine and what is traditional medicine. When I say traditional medicine, what I am talking about is Western medicine. That means any type of medication you can get at a pharmacy through prescription or just over the counter. Anything from ibuprofen to Advil to Tylenol to any type of medicine you could think of. That's what I mean by traditional medicine. And alternative medicine, in a general sense, is anything that is not traditional medicine, anything that is different from that. So this can be anything from acupuncture, energy-based therapies, to chiropractic. There's a lot. So that's what I mean by alternative medicine. Now we will start with the advantages of alternative medicine. Starting off, alternative medicine has very holistic in nature. What I mean by this is that many that when a person goes in and they get treatment using alternative medicine, they they are seen more as a unique person, more of their concerns and their questions are answered during that. They are treated more as a person. While in traditional medicine, there's more of a process. You get the medicine, you get the prescription, and you're treated more as a human body, not really as a person. And this is something that many people find appealing. And you can see this in one of my sources. So we go here, this and here's my first source is this article here at Everyday Health. And one of the pros is that is that quote, traditional medicine views disease as a distinct entity from the person who carries it. The growing trend towards specialization in medicine has led to treatment advances, but also has distanced physicians from the healthy parts of patients. A key difference between traditional and alternative medicine is that most forms of alternative medicine emphasize whole body care. Practitioners of alternative medicine address not just the physical body, but also the patient's emotional and spiritual health. According to the Ulster Center for Integral Medicine, growing interest in a more holistic approach to health is one of the main reasons alternative medicine is on the rise. And that and many people do find that appealing, which is why they try it. It they feel like more like their problems are being listened to. Now, another advantages to alternative medicine is just like with traditional medicine, there is many options to choose from. There seems to be many options that cater to almost any problem. So if we go here to the Merck manual, find it real quick. Here we go. This is the Merck manual, and this is a list of complementary and alternative medicine. As you can see here, there are many different types. So you have anything from homeopathy, which is home-based treatment, naturopathy, which is sort of based on nature. You also have stuff like meditation, chiropractic, acupuncture, magnets. There are many options that people can choose from, and for many people, this is appealing. Uh, and on top of that, some people do report benefits. Now, this is from a study done in 2013. Here, here we go. So, they in this study, were a group of cancer patients were take part, and out of the 316 participants, 193 of them used alternative medicine. And what the study concluded is, quote, patients who use KAM, meaning complementary and alternative medicine, following a cancer diagnosis report higher levels of benefit finding than those who did not. More research is required to evaluate the causal relationship between KAM use, benefit finding, and better psychological well-being. Now, what does this mean? It means that out of those 316 people, the 193 who did stated that they had a better time managing their symptoms and they felt like they had more benefits than the group who did not. Now, as stated, there is more research to definitely conclude the relationship between KAMs and cancer patients, but this is sort of an interesting find. Now, while alternative medicine does have its advantages, of course, it has its disadvantages, which we will get to now. And the problem with alternative medicine and the problem that came up during this study was that there's very little research done on alternative medicine as a whole. And not only did it make it hard to do this study, but it also makes it hard for healthcare professionals to to educate patients or even educate themselves on alternative medicine. And what I mean by this is that there was another study done in 2004, and it was this study right here. And what it found, allow me to go to the results. So, yes. So what it showed was that, quote, studies show that pharmacists and physicians currently lack the knowledge, confidence, and training to provide proper guidance to the increasing number of patients who use KAM therapies. Although the federal government and academia and the private sector have begun offering more support for education, research, and integration of KAM without conventional medicine, more initiatives are needed. In the meantime, professional standards regarding KAM that have been issued for pharmacies and physicians are an important source of guidance with respect to providing patient counseling and utilizing these treatments. Now, this is really important because many people might want to try alternative medicine, but but when they go to healthcare professionals, they may not know much about it. And this, which means that if they do try alternative medicine, they could take it improperly, and this could lead to serious consequences, which is something we definitely want to avoid. Now, another problem is that there's a lot of confusing marketing. There's a lot of alternative medicine out there that claims it's natural, and many people assume that that automatically means it's safe. No, it does not. There are plenty of things that are natural in life that are not safe. Stuff like arsenic, high levels of potassium, stuff like that. Natural does not always mean safe. And on top of that, the sheer amount of alternative medicine, yes, it gives people more options, but it's a double-edged sword because, on the other hand, it, it could be confusing to many patients, so they might not know where to start. And once again, that education is coming in because they need to be educated on what type of medicine they should go to, how they should take it, etc. And on top of that, there's another study done that showed that alternative medicine could have some potential dangerous interactions. As we can see here, is, quote, however, the use of KAM and especially of herbal remedies and supplements is not without problems. Unconventional cancer therapies such as Leterol, Isic, and coenzyme Q10 may not be effective. Furthermore, KAMs have potential deadly side effects and interactions with conventional treatments. For instance, garlic and cod liver oil have anticoagulant effects and remedies acting on the cytochrome P450 system, such as St. John's wort, may interact with hormones, antibiotics, and chemotherapeutic agents. End quote. And this is a serious issue because if people do not know how to properly take them, this could lead to these deadly interactions happening, and it could lead to some serious side effects, if not death. Once again, it's something that that we want to avoid at all costs. And as stated before, there are many healthcare professionals who are not educated on alternative medicine, and top it all off, most forms of alternative medicine are not covered by traditional healthcare insurance, which for some people is a big deal because some people may not have a lot of money and can't afford it. So that might be a deal breaker for them. Next, we go on to traditional medicine. Now, one thing that is mainly different between traditional medicine and alternative medicine, traditional medicine has tons of research to back it up. It's easy to find research on different types of medicines and, and different types of medicines in particular, which means that it's easy to see that their claims are true. And they have been proven to have a high effectiveness rate along with a low amount of side effects. And on top of that, most forms of traditional health medicine are covered by healthcare insurance, meaning that people the who may not have a large income will more likely go for that if it is covered by insurance. Now, of course, traditional medicine also has its side effects. What are those downsides? First off, traditional medicine is not holistic. The way they see it, they treat the person more like a body and try to tackle the issue. And they don't really focus on the person's emotional needs, their questions, etc. And so that turns a lot of people off. On top of that, many side effects, many traditional medicines have some serious side effects like digestional problems, dry mouth. People can have allergic reactions to them, etc. And this can be scary to patients who might be watching the ads on TV and they hear side effects like dry mouth, constipation, and or death. And that could be really scary for them, and that's one reason why they might go for alternative medicine. And traditional medicine too can have dangerous interactions, like I said, like it was mentioned earlier, with some alternative medicines or even with substances like alcohol. So that is a definite negative. Now, now to the conclusion. After looking at all the research behind all this, I determined that alternative medicine at its current point cannot be encouraged, at least yet. I am not saying that it should never be encouraged. What I'm saying is that there is not enough research to do so because that would be reckless to encourage it without the right amount of research. So more research definitely must be done to determine if it should. And this is a big deal considering that according to CDC, and I will bring the statistics up here. According to CDC, and you can see here, this is the total amount for kids under 18 who use KAMs, and that comes out to almost 12%. And for adults, go up here, go up here, the total amount of adults who use it is over 38%. But this is a big deal. We need to get more information about this so we can educate people on how to properly use it if they choose to do so. And in order to combat this problem, I do have some recommendations. I have both immediate recommendations and long-term recommendations. Now, I believe the first thing we should do is that we need to implement more educational programs to teach people, not just patients, but also practitioners and up-and-coming medical students on alternative medicine, all the different types, what the benefits might be, what the negatives can be. We need to educate. Educate is definitely one of the most important things here. And we need to commission more research in order to do that. We need to commission a lot more research on alternative medicine to find out what their potential benefits and risks can be. And in the meantime, we should only allow patients to try alternative medicine. All forms of traditional medicine have failed so far. And my long-term recommendation is to create an organization that is dedicated to the research of alternative medicine and to find out what forms should be encouraged and which parts should not. And if they do say that one type should be encouraged, then educate the practitioners and the students on that type of medicine. Now, as you can see here, this is my list of references. As you can see, there are hyperlinks to all of them. You can go to them right here. And furthermore, I would like to thank you for taking the time to watch my presentation. Thank you once again, and I hope to see you all again.